What is up, guys? Welcome back to Brown Boys Theory. This is season 2, episode 2. So glad to be back. Sankalp, how you feeling?
Sure. I'm feeling good, dude. I'm feeling excited. I mean, episode one was great, and we're on to episode two already. So I
Exactly.
think we're all ready for some new guests, and that's exactly what we have for you today. So Anish, you want to take over the intro for our guest today?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so obviously we're in season 2, this is episode 2. We're in 2021. It's a new year. Super excited. And obviously we are going to be jam-packed with a lot of guests this season. Last season it was just kind of me and Sankalp, but obviously we're ramping up the guests. The last episode you guys saw Krivi. Today we have another one of my friends. Also went to high school with me, and he's also a pretty big swimmer. So let me bring him on. Let's see. Alrighty. Here we have Matt.
Hello.
What's up, Matt? How are you
Hi.
doing?
I'm doing great.
All right. Matt, do you want to give a little bit of an introduction about yourself? A little bit of a background?
Sure, I'll give like a little elevator pitch about myself. So I graduated in 2020 with a niche, and I'm class of 2024 for CU Boulder. I'm out of state, and I am going back to school this February.
Mhm. And also, like, going into Boulder, like, how's your experience? I mean, well, actually, before that, like, let's talk about high school since we went to high school together. Like, how did you feel about like
Yeah.
the abrupt end, like, especially back in March?
Um, well, with the whole COVID thing, I feel like everyone thought that that we were going to go back at some point, but we really didn't.
Mm,
Um, how I felt. I felt like I felt a little disappointed. I feel like everyone felt a little disappointed, but that's normal. Um, but it really did give me a lot of time to develop myself. So I always like to see the silver lining. I did a lot of things that I didn't think I'd ever do. Um, with the new opportunities that I gained through the extra time that we had because of quarantine. So um, for me, it wasn't actually that bad, but I can say that it definitely wasn't like the most ideal situation.
mm. Is there like anything you wish you did like towards the end of high school, like, hanging out with friends, things like that?
Well, of course, I wanted to hang out with friends, and it was unfortunate that I wasn't able to do that before I got shipped off to Colorado, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But um, in terms of like missed opportunities, I feel like the opportunities that I gained, really like made up for that. Like for example, like something that I did that I would consider a gain opportunity was our since like swim team was down and we weren't able to do all the coaching there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I wasn't able to work as a swim coach, right? Um, Instead, I decided to enroll in guide school for whitewater rafting, and now I'm a whitewater raft guide. Um,
Nice.
I saw like problems with myself in high school that I wanted to fix, and I really locked down and like decided, okay, I like planned out basically a way to change myself a little bit for the better. It's little things like that that really made quarantine a productive experience for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I feel like that's something a lot of our guests have said, and I think you both me and Anish can agree with, is that over quarantine where we've been able to kind of grow a lot and mature a lot as a person and change ourselves up for the better. But do you feel like you would have the same impact that you did right now on yourself if, let's say, quarantine happened when you were maybe in sophomore year going into your junior year? Or do you think the fact that you're going from high school into college makes it a little more, or gives you more time or the right mindset to get more mature?
I think high school into college definitely gave me the better mindset. Because if it was earlier in my career, I feel like younger me probably would just be a lot more lazy.
Mhm.
That kind of sounds bad, but you know, it's just like
No, yeah, it's
you're
true.
young and you kind of younger, we're still young. Hold my tongue. But you're younger.
And also like speaking about like if it would affect you at a younger age, like how do you think, like this pandemic is affecting like kids who are like much younger, like people like in elementary
Much
school,
younger.
kindergarten? Yeah.
I can tell you, my cousins, they're really young. They're like the oldest cousin I have is in middle school. The rest are still in either elementary school or like just starting middle school. They're kind of struggling. It's hard to get them like from their parents' perspective to do school.
Mm,
And when they are in school, they're not really learning too much because it's really hard, obviously online. And a lot of the things you learn in stuff like elementary school is not really like um, your subject-based learning. It's more life learning and how to be a respectful human being, you know?
yeah, no, because we had Sankalp were talking about like especially like how kids are gonna like start speaking and like how they're gonna act interact like socially, since especially like in order
Yeah,
to
it's
build
like
up like speaking skills. Yeah.
it's more than just verbal communication, it's body language, which you kind of get a little bit through your video chats, but it's you're still sitting in one place and not really moving.
Hmm. Yeah. And also speaking about like the virtual environment, like what are your thoughts on Zoom? Like, how we have like Zoom meetings now.
Um, I think like Zoom as a tool is great, but we kind of overuse it. But that's just the nature of the pandemic. There's not really much you can really um, do otherwise. Like I can't think of any other solution to online school that is any better than Zoom, even though it is, in my opinion, an overused tool.
Mm.
So you're in person at STU Boulder, right?
Yes, I am. Well,
How
I'm
is
not at CU Boulder right now, but I'm
yeah.
going to go back in about 2 weeks.
Okay, okay. So cool. So how is that experience for you so far?
So it's great. I like it there. There's a lot that I can do over there that I can't do over here, just because Colorado is a lot more open state. And the fact that there's, I think the biggest factor is that there's a concentration of young people, like young, like minded people all in one place. You got like 40,000 kids all in one city. It's like, it's bound to be some sort of like good experience, or I won't say good, just like experience overall, because college is really what you make of it. And you can still, even in the pandemic, go out and party and everything. But you can also just like do your thing and make new friends and meet new people that you never would. One of like my favorite things was just like um, everyone in CU, they use Snapchat, right?
Okay.
No, you don't trade numbers in CU when you meet
Okay.
a new person. You trade Snap like usernames. But what's fun to see is like the Snap map. Now I have people all over the country and even some people outside the country that I'm friends with. So
Yeah.
I have a huge network now just from one semester in CU.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. So for both me and Anish, I mean, being at home with Sac State and everything, so
Yeah.
we're definitely, I would say I'm very, very glad that at least you get to go out to college and actually enjoy that time.
Yeah, I'm like it's college is a big part of college is going in person, and I'm kind of disappointed in the CSU system that they haven't like found some solution to getting you guys at least on campus. But it's like right now, it's just a scramble, in my opinion.
Mm.
Yeah.
And also like for your lifestyle like there at CU Boulder, like do you have like a daily routine that you do, or is it just like different every day?
Daily routine. Um, in college, you have to be a little bit adaptable. So I'd say, yeah, I kind of have a day-to-day routine, but I usually from day to day also skew from that. Um, Usually wake up at around 7, go on a run, go to classes at 9. Um, finish classes at around 3. In between there, I'll take a lunch break. And in between classes, I'm also studying, so I don't have to do my homework later. And then after 3, I'm typically hanging out with friends or making new friends. Really, what I feel like on that day. If I'm feeling a little introverted, go and just hang out with my other friends that I already know and comfortable with. If I'm feeling like a little more adventurous, extroverted, go out to main campus, meet new people, get their snaps,
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, get their snaps, see that snap map, where they live. I don't know. Sounds like I'm a stalker a little bit, but uh, don't take that the wrong way. It's just like it's fun to see it. I don't know, but yeah, you go and just main campus is where everyone's at, so you meet people there.
Mm.
That's definitely like the beauty of college is you can go meet new people any given day.
Yeah. And also another beauty of college, you might also never have to see those people ever again.
Exactly, yeah.
So you
Sure.
can you can meet them once. If you don't vibe with them, don't have to ever see them. But if you do, set up like another time to meet, maybe go out to lunch together with like the group of friends.
Mhm.
It's always a good time.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. And also like
Does
for oh wait, Uncle, you had something?
no, I was just gonna agree with that. Go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say, like especially for Colorado, I know that they've had like the fires like last year, and like now I know it's like probably like snowing a lot. So, I know that you were there
Ah,
like last semester. Like,
yeah.
how's your experience with that?
Compared to California, it was nothing. I'll
Oh,
tell you that right now. Everyone else was dying. They're
yeah.
like, "Oh my God, it's it's like the sky is falling," and I'm just sitting here, man. It's another Tuesday.
Seems like already adapted to it.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of bad that I'm already adapted to it because it was really smoky and it was like there's still ash particles that you could see in the air.
Hmm.
But in terms of, I'm looking back at my sister sending me photos of back home with all the ash falling from the sky. Damn. I'm so like thankful that I'm in Colorado right now and that type like at that point I was like in my head, I'm so thankful I'm in Colorado because it was just so much better. I could still go on my runs in the morning because the air was so clean
Oh wow, yeah.
comparatively.
Yeah.
Like you still saw people sitting outside even though it was still ashy. It's in California you wouldn't be able to do that without probably getting some sort of lung cancer.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was pretty bad around here, but
Hmm.
which is weird that you say that because there's one of my friends from California that also moved to Boulder. They were
Yeah.
also telling me that how it's for them at least it was also like an insane amount of smoke. So it's interesting. I feel
Yeah, it
like
was still a lot
everyone's
of
just
smoke, but
yeah,
it was still a lot of smoke. But you it was less than California is what I was trying to get at.
yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. So like you just got used to it at that point, which isn't necessarily
Hmm.
the best thing to say, right? For anyone, just that like, oh yeah, I'm used to smoke. It's no problem. But that's crazy though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and that's more just like it it's bad, but it's also good, like you said, because you just adapt over time
Yeah.
to those yeah, to those kinds of things.
Hmm. And also for college, was Boulder like your first choice, or do you have like a different school that you're thinking of going to?
Well, yeah, I had other choices that I wanted but didn't get into. Big
Hmm.
one was Duke. Didn't get into that school. It's kind of a hard school to get into. Um, but Boulder was pretty up there. My dad went to Washington State University, if you know where that is,
Mhm.
Hmm.
in Pullman. Um, he really pushed me to try and go there. Um, I would have, but Boulder was just too beautiful, and there's a lot of things that outside of outside of the campus, there's a lot to do. Like Colorado is a big snowboard ski state. Basically, everyone I met either snowboard or skis or both. Um, really good hiking, really good biking, really good trails. Just a lot of outdoor stuff. Really good kayaking, really good rafting. Um, just anything you can think of that's outside, they probably have it there, except for surfing. It's kind of hard. You're landlocked,
Yeah.
but you can
Mm,
still surf. There's river surfing. You can do that, but no sea surfing. There's no sea.
mm.
Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about just campus in general. How is that feeling to have a campus? Like, do you have any specific spots that you like to go and study in that are like calming,
Uh-huh.
peaceful? Any good
Yeah.
food spots? Like, talk to us about that.
So I can either talk about in general, like college campuses in general, or I can talk about CU specifically because I've been to other college campuses during school.
Mhm.
So I know like other college campuses and like the general spots that you want to look out for to study, or I could
Sure,
go into CU
you can do both.
Both, yeah.
specifically. Okay. So for college campuses in general, obviously the best and most like the safest answer is wherever you feel most comfortable. If you feel most comfortable in like the middle of a big party where everyone's like drinking and doing weed or something, go ahead. I don't care. Do your class there. I don't know why you're going to do it there, but you can do it there. But in general, like library is pretty good. Library is always a good bet, but if you're in like an online class, you probably don't want to go to the library to because you're going to disrupt a lot of people. Outside is pretty good. On a field is pretty good. For me, it's a little too distracting because too many people pass by. Um, the dining hall, people go there to study, but it's the same problem with the field, but times 10 because people are just going in and out and like getting their meals, and it's hard to study. Um, empty classrooms. People sleep on them. People don't go inside like empty classrooms. So if you just sit yourself down and like uh, just do your thing, like do your studying, nobody will even go up to you and like ask you, hey, you need to leave or anything, unless they actually do have a class. So empty classrooms, I feel like for me, when I'm on campus and walking around, are the best places to study.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, in terms of CU though, the way I'm set up is that my dorms are actually a mile away from main campus. So it's like a collection of dorms. And usually I like to study around there. Uh, there's outside seating areas that I like to sit at. Usually I just study in my dorm though. Um, it's usually when I'm feeling a little bit more social, I go outside or just don't have too much work to do and don't really need a lockdown for a couple of hours, you know, I'll go outside. Um, when I'm on main campus, it's the same deal. Either the library is closed right now, so I can't go there, but I go into empty classrooms. Um, one thing I'd like to speak on though is just like being able to assert yourself in college is very important. In my opinion, people won't really ask you like, hey, what are you doing? So you just like you just need to find it in yourself to just do it and just go out and do stuff. And if people tell you off, like, all right, just go somewhere else or like follow what they're saying and the yeah, just follow what they're saying and respect what they're doing. Uh, my motto in college, I've told my parents this, is definitely a do first and um, ask for forgiveness later. That's
Yeah.
like that's definitely a motto I've taken up because people aren't as judgmental as you would think in college. You're people say it's like the real world. It's a little bit, but you can't be so self or absorbed in what other people are thinking of, and you just need to, if you want something, either ask for it or just do it in college.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, it definitely sounds like
Kind of went
uh
on a tangent there, but
no,
I
I
think
mean,
like yeah,
yeah,
you guys
that's
get the idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And I feel like just the fact that in college, right, at least a significant amount of people that you get to meet are other freshmen, which and
Yeah.
the that's the really cool part about college in person is that everyone is just new there, right? It's not like anyone's been there before.
Hmm.
Um, so they're just looking to make friends, and you can meet new people. You can, as you say, if you don't vibe with someone, you can literally not have to see them again. And that's where it comes into, respect other people's boundaries, but also go out and find yourself as a person. So I
Hmm.
feel like you following the right path of college. So I feel like you're gonna
Yeah.
really enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and I am enjoying myself. Like I can't wait to get back in 2 weeks. Although I like obviously while I'm here, I'm still enjoying my time in California and doing as much as I can, working in the like working my job that I have, just going to school and hang out with my friends before I have to go back. That's like one of the reasons I want to come out on this podcast so I can say hi to Anish before I go back.
That's true.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I can't wait to go back to Colorado because I have friends there too that are waiting for me.
Nice too.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know for us, like especially in the Zoom environment, I know especially during our classes, like a lot of students turn off their camera, like while we're having like lectures or classes and stuff. So
Yeah.
for us,
I'm
like it's a
kind of
little bit,
guilty of that a little.
yeah, I see. Yeah, it's the same here too. But it's
Sometimes, yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely like difficult, especially to, meet new people and make new friends, especially when, not too many people are like super interactive. So like just like what's your thoughts on that?
Um, I don't think I've made a single friend on Zoom.
Mm.
Like in my Zoom classes, I don't think I've made a single friend. I've like seen people that I met on campus in my Zoom classes, or like it was really funny in one of my core classes for business because my major is business. Like um, the people inside my like little project group were actually my dorm neighbors. So whenever we did a project, I just hit them up and like, yo, let's go out and do this
Yeah.
together in person because we're neighbors and we know each other. So in terms of making friends on Zoom, I haven't really done that. I can't speak to that experience and like what it's like. But in terms of having people in my class that I already have related to, I've been through that and it's kind of cool. Just like, oh, I met you organically here, but I'm meeting you in class now. Um, let's work hard. Let's do this.
Hmm. Yeah, and also speaking about that, like what do you think is like the biggest difference you experienced between like how like we were in high school and like the high school lifestyle with like, the workload that we get from like school and comparing it to college?
Um, I'll tell you that Folsom High School for me was a lot harder than college is now.
Mm.
College now is definitely easier. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like, you can slack off on it, obviously. You still need to do your work. You still need to study and you still need to do everything responsible, finish all your stuff. Um, but outside of that, it is definitely an easier experience so far. Um, but I think that's mostly due to the rigor of Folsom High School. Because Folsom
Mhm.
High School was compared to other schools and compared to other people's experience at CU Boulder, I feel like was a lot harder because other people are struggling, and then I have to help them with their classes. Obviously, like I've kind of got a reputation on my floor now as like the floor tutor. Services aren't free, but I'm your tutor. Call it my like little side hustle while I'm at CU Boulder. But yeah,
Respect.
that's
It works. It works.
yeah, I know, right? It's just like, hey, if you need help, I'll help you. But a little money would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do anything for free.
Exactly. You're a college student. You gotta make
Business
the brand.
major, baby.
Exactly. Look at that.
Facts.
Applying knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so real quick, what's dorm life for you?
Dorm life. I don't know if I can really like there's a lot of stuff that I can't get into right now because you guys said you're not like you're pretty low key on the NSFW stuff. But my roommate Mitchell, he's from Switzerland, which is cool. It's like one of the international students I was talking about that I met. In my dorm, I think we have around 4 international students. They're all from Europe. But living with another person was kind of a cool experience. It was very close quarters. We set our boundaries very clearly. But just like having someone to talk to about the day was kind of a good experience, especially for freshmen. I feel like having one person that you could really like at any time talk to was good.
Yeah. Also, like in Boulder, like, did you ever get like homesick from, Sacramento, or how was that?
In Boulder, no, I would say no, not really. I'd say that yeah, I was pretty, because there is just like the opportunities in Boulder was like outweighing everything else for me. So it made sense for me to be at Boulder at that point in time, and I really didn't like have anything really to miss. Like if I had to stay in Boulder all the way through the holiday season, I feel like I would get homesick because then I would be missing time with my family during the holidays, and then Christmas and New Year's and then Chinese New Year. But while I was at Boulder, if I stayed back, then that would be a missed opportunity for me, and that would make me feel even worse. Like it's just like you have to weigh your choices, and I don't regret going to Boulder, and feeling homesick I feel like is a little bit of regret, but I never felt that, so I really do not regret going to Boulder. That makes sense.
Yeah. But it seems like you're having a lot of fun at Boulder, and
yeah.
That's
hey, don't get me wrong, it's not all fun. You have to sit down and grind.
Oh yeah, that's everywhere.
There's it's like if you only focus on the fun aspect, you're not getting the whole picture, and you still need to sit down and do your due diligence.
Yeah.
Or else that's a part of the college experience. You need to balance your life, you need to balance your schoolwork, and then you need to balance your sleep. That's another important thing.
Yeah.
Balance your sleep.
To all the listeners, that's wise words from Matt about college. It's not all fun. You gotta grind it out as well.
in this podcast, I feel like it'd be better to talk about the fun aspects other than like, oh, you need to go down and grind and you need to go and like, all right, you need to set up your schedule every single day and do your work, even
Yeah.
though you should do that. Another thing that nobody does in college that everyone should be doing is budgeting. Oh my God, you need a budget. If you don't budget in college, you're gonna be broke by the end of the first month. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I've seen it happen to everybody. It's so bad over there. Everyone goes broke by the first month, and I'm just chilling like, yo, I still got spending money. Just just chill. You don't need to buy everything.
Yeah.
That's true.
You don't need
Well,
everything for your dorm.
yeah. Wise words from
But
a business major.
yeah, just chill and like, hey, like the people who've gone broke the fastest are the business majors. I'm telling you that.
I see.
Because you got a reputation as like the people who party and
Yeah.
people who only have fun as a business major.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're the ones who go broke the fastest.
Mm. And lastly, I just want to say, like, what would you say, like, would be like your biggest tips for like incoming freshmen going into the college year, like later this year in the fall?
How much time do we got?
Uh, I think whenever.
You can take what time you want.
Yeah.
How much? Okay. So one thing I really want to get into is like the um the three things I was talking about. You need to balance your life, your schoolwork, and your sleep.
Mhm.
So in terms of, we'll start with schoolwork because that's probably the easiest. Um, for schoolwork, it's really about just setting aside time and doing it. So like I said, when I was in school, I started my schoolwork at 9 because I had class then, and then by around 3, I'd be done. Um, I'd have about 3 hours that were like committed to classes, and then in between there, I would take like study sessions and like study for 2 hours at a time, and then have a lunch break somewhere in between, and just keep on studying all the way up until 3, no matter what. And what you need to do is treat that time as sacred. You can't, like, you set that time aside and only use that to study. Because a lot of people compromise and don't set that time aside. And what ends up happening is my roommate does this. Uh he goes out and like, oh, I want to go out and like hang out by the river, or I need to go to like the shopping center, or just all this stuff like in between his classes that isn't studying. And then Sunday night, he's just grinding away doing his homework while I'm just chilling. And that's a lot of people in college. It's not just my roommate. I throw him on the bus a lot because he's my roommate and I can't do that. But like a lot of other people still do it. Um, so schoolwork, set time aside and treat it as sacred. That's number one. Number two, sleep. Gotta sleep. People stay up till around 12 and like don't wake up until 12 the next day, or stay up until like maybe 6, don't get up until 12 the next day. You can't be doing that. You still got classes, man. Got classes. So you need, my strategy was to like get my classes in early. So I would force myself to go to sleep earlier, and then force myself to get up earlier. If that makes sense. That's my
Yeah.
strategy. You just need sleep, is what I'm trying to get at.
Mhm.
Yeah. And also for like sleeping, like what time do you like usually go to bed and like what time do you wake up?
Going to bed around, I would say around 10 o'clock, waking up at 7.
Hmm.
Because I like to go on my morning runs. It really gets me like ready for the day.
Yeah.
If I don't run, I'm usually working out later in the day, but I'm if I'm doing that, I'm probably also sleeping until 9, all the way up until my class, which is another bad thing about online school. It kind of made me lazy in terms of getting up and ready for class, because usually I just like 10 minutes before, all right, roll out, let's go.
Yep.
Because
Yes,
my desk
sir.
is right there next to my bed, roll out, get into my desk. Don't even like do my hair or anything. Don't even like put on new clothes. Just
Yeah.
roll out and get into it.
Mm.
I think
It's a
that's
bad
something we're all
habit, but it's
guilty
okay.
of.
Yeah. Did it once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the third thing.
Um, Third thing, life. That's a big thing, social. Because work is easy, you just need to do it. Sleep is easy, you also just need to do it. Life, on the other hand, that encompasses a lot of things. It encompasses social, it encompasses like your own interests, it encompasses like your mental health and your physical health. So in terms of social life, um, the way I've been talking about it makes it seem like it's gonna come easy and you're gonna just like you're gonna fall into it. But you really do need to put in the effort because others probably won't put in the effort for you.
Mhm.
Um, if you want to hang out with somebody, you have to take the initiative and uh, ask to hang out with them. And if you build a good enough relationship, maybe they'll start asking you to hang out. Um, but yeah, the biggest thing is taking initiative. Do you like find friends that you think you could hang out with and vibe with,
Mhm.
and hang out with them. Like you have to make the effort most of the time to initiate things. And if you don't really vibe with them, it's like it's okay. You can still talk to them and or like grow further apart from them if you want. Make a new friend group, make new friends. Really doesn't matter.
Mm. Yeah.
Is there anything you guys want to say about that? I know like I've out of like the three of us, I'm the only one who's been in college, but like
Yeah.
Mm.
in terms of making friends, I feel like that's a pretty universal like skill everyone needs to have.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially with the Zoom situation, one thing that I've been very lucky with in my courses is that I've had a lot of other freshmen that are feeling the same way as normal freshmen are, that they're feeling, like, oh, we need to make friends, we need to reach out to people. And like Matt, you just said, taking the first step and taking initiative. So in a lot of my courses, we realized a lot of us had the same classes. So then we just made group chats, and now we're pretty decent. We have a pretty decent friend group.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's networking as well as the fact that you have some friends with you. It
Mm-hmm.
makes college so much easier because if you run into problems, you have someone to ask questions and ask help for. So
Yeah.
that's definitely great advice to give anyone, is that networking and meeting people, finding a healthy and good friend group is so much more important than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so you're gonna like link up with people when you get back?
Oh, definitely, dude.
Yeah. Do you
We're
got
planning.
you have one friend group that you already have that you're gonna link up with?
Yeah,
That's sick. I like
Mm.
to see that.
that's the that's the one friend, like not just the one friend group. At this point, it's the only friend group necessarily because
That's
I haven't
fine. Like
necessarily, yeah,
it's amazing that you even have a friend group in Zoom
exactly. I'm very
classes.
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me,
That's
it's a
like
bit
I
different.
feel like you're the exception, not the rule. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yanesh, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so obviously for my major, it's computer science, and a lot of students,
Uh-huh.
especially my major, are very like introverted since, because obviously with,
Yeah. I
SANKALP'S
get
major, it's
that.
more, yeah, because with SANKALP'S major, it's more like communication. So obviously there's more
Yes.
social
Uh-huh.
interactions. So I feel like I'm like a very social person, like especially in the computer science thing, but a lot of them are kind of like blocked
Yeah.
off. It's like they just like want to
I
do
mean,
their own
man, yeah,
thing.
you start a podcast, man.
Yeah.
In
And
terms
like,
of co-op size students, I feel like you're an exception.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're exceptional. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, because I've been like trying to find like a lot of like my classmates like on Instagram and stuff. Like
for sure.
barely any of them have like Instagram or Snapchat or anything. So like the one place I was able to find them was like LinkedIn. So like I was like messaging like one student that like I was like saying like, hey, maybe we can like work together, but he was like, no, I don't want to work with you. I'm like, okay. So
And
it's
you're
been
just
tough
gonna
with that.
start sliding in
That's tough,
LinkedIn DMs.
I know, dude.
man.
Yeah, bro, I have
Yeah,
to go all
when
the
you
way just to
start
say.
having to resort to LinkedIn, that's when it gets tough, man.
I
Yeah.
know it's crazy, and I hardly use LinkedIn like beforehand, so now I'm just like slowly trying to get into it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like definitely
That's
like the friends
tough.
that, yeah, but the friends that I have made have been like, especially
Uh-huh.
like my coworkers, since I do work at Sac State as a photographer and videographer. So I've been able to make friends with
Mm,
them. A lot of them are like, juniors and seniors. So, sometimes they give me like tips and tricks of like, what I should do,
yeah,
especially as a freshman. So it's been nice with that.
yeah. Yeah. I've yet to find like a mentor that I could talk to, because every single person I met in CU has pretty much been either a professor who's too far away to like um to call a mentor,
Mm,
or like socially too far away, like they either don't have the time or I just don't feel like the connection with them,
Mhm.
mm,
or other freshmen, which I really can't call my mentors because they're not in a position of like authority over me,
Yeah.
you know.
mm.
So that's the one part of social life that I'm missing in CU that I feel like would be very helpful for me in my development.
Yeah.
Just one person that's like a senior to me that would yeah, grow me.
I think something that helps with that is like joining clubs. For example, I know
Yeah.
Anish, you work at Sac with ASI. I'm with the PRSSA club, and that both that it's a great way to for anyone listening out there. If you're in online college right now and you are struggling to find friends because you have some introverts in your class or something,
Hmm.
I definitely suggest going out and reaching out to a club, because not only is it more people you can meet, it's also like we're talking about mentors, because a lot of them are maybe older than you and they can give you a lot more knowledge and just wisdom in college life in general.
Yeah. At the beginning of the semester, I was in a couple of friend groups that just kind of dissolved because it was not the best situation for everyone. It was getting really awkward. Um, I can't, I don't, I need to like, I'm trying to think of an example right now of something that happened um, that I can, so like, yeah, just maintaining friend groups
Mhm.
is important in school. You can't slack on that. You have to make sure that not just maintaining it, keeping it healthy and like respectful amongst each other is important.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
All right. You guys want
I'm
to get into the audio portion, or do you have anything
yeah,
else?
for sure. We're
All right.
already
Yeah.
in the audio portion.
All right.
We
Well,
we started when you froze out, Anish.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. We're in the audio portion. That's
So
fine.
we're just gonna continue, or
Okay.
if you want, we can give a little thank you to everyone
Yeah. Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
the normal portion. And so we'll just formally enter the audio portion now. So to everyone that's watching, thank you for watching, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that stuff, but also to check out Matt on Instagram and any other social media, Snapchat, as he said.
For sure.
And yeah,
And
you want to,
can I plug myself too?
yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what
Go
I
ahead.
was about
Yeah.
to say.
So yeah, follow me on Instagram, uh, and follow me on Snapchat. Always trying to make new friends on Snapchat. You know me. But me and my roommate, we're also probably going to be starting a new project soon. It's going to be another podcast. So if you want to check us out there, it will be, it won't probably, it will be on my Instagram page once we start it up in 2 weeks. I guess from recording, Yeah, from recording 2 weeks, but whenever you guys release this, it might already be out.
Mhm.
So maybe check the description of this video.
Sure.
If we have it out already, I'll definitely still be in contact with Anish and send him all the links.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, audio portion now sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. But just like one last note, definitely I think me and SANKALP are gonna start doing like weekly like IG polls. So on our Instagram, we're definitely gonna like ask
Stay
you guys like,
tuned.
yeah, exactly like what kind of topics you guys want to talk about. And yeah, it's gonna do it for us here. So see you guys later. Peace.
All right. Thank you.